In this video, I'm going to go over how you can teach a dog to come on command. Now, why am I forgetting your name? Ruby. I should remember that. I'm living with a Ruby right now in Santa Monica. So basically, Ruby's is from American Samoa. She's found as a puppy wandering on the beach. So it really was a wild dog when her guardians found her. Now, she doesn't come very consistently. Now, there's two ways to teach your dog to come. The first way that I like to do is passive training, which is basically every time the dog comes on its own, come. I didn't ask her to come. I didn't lure her to come. I didn't give her any emotions. She just did it on her own free will. And what I did is I immediately petted her and said the word come. Not good come, not Ruby come, not, oh, what a smart dog. Just the command word only, just come. So if every time she comes to a human in the house, they pet her and say, come, she's like, man. Then later on when we say come, she remembers. Every time I hear that word and I'm near a human, they pet me. So maybe I should go find the nearest human and have them pet me. So it reminds her. And the more you do this, the more she'll be inclined to want to come. This is the easiest way to get your dog to come. And it's even if your dog already knows how to come, this is an excellent way to make your dog's recall, as we like to say it, much stronger. Come. Just make sure you do it within the 3-second window, whenever possible, pet under the chin. All right, so now when I want to ask a dog to come and I'm training the dog to come, I'm going to hold my hand like this. See how as she walked by, she looked up because it looks like I have something in my hand. So I'm not holding my hand flat, I'm holding it slightly cupped. Now I'm also holding it with a 45-degree bend at my elbow. I want this part of my arm parallel with the floor. Sit. And it's just for that reason. So if the dog comes to me, I expect them to sit. If they don't sit, I go in an arc over their head. So kind of like this position. So always keep it within an inch of her nose. Come. As soon as she sits down, lower it, let her take it off your finger, and say the word come. Then immediately start tickling her with a couple fingers under her chin. That facilitates that nose up orientation, which a dog does when it's proud about something. So when we're playing this game, we want to have at least 3 people playing. Now right now I have myself, the family's mother here, and the son over there, and the daughter is doing a great job filming us. So what we're going to do is we're all about 7 to 11 feet apart, which is what you want. You want to have at least 3 people to do this. If you only have 2, the dog just goes back and forth. So what we're going to do is one person should be in charge when you're playing this game. So I'll be in charge today. So I'm going to point at who the next person is to give the dog a treat. Now when I point at Mom's going to hold her arm out like this. Now I'm doing it sideways so you can see this angle, but it should be facing the dog. So she's going to go like this first. She's going to have a treat in her hand. And you don't have to take notes for this. This video is going to be on your website, on a page for you. So you hold your hand like this. Now the lower it goes, the more it's for the dog. The higher it goes, the less it's for the dog. So when I raise it up, I go at an arc over their head to put them in a sit. As the dog tracks up, in order to go up more elevation, they have to put their butt down. So that's why I don't go just up. I go at an arc over their head, kind of like a croissant. Now, if I say come once and the dog doesn't come, then I make a kissing sound, which the girl here is going to have to work on her kissing skills. Probably Mom would appreciate that later on in life. And you saw how she was interested in that. So if we say a word to a dog multiple times, then we're just saying it. I don't really mean it that much because I'll say it 10 times. So what I do is I say come once. If she doesn't come, then I go like this. And I start lowering my hand. And when she comes to me, I raise it over her head, put her in a sit, and then I lower it. Come. And I say the word come and tickle her under her chin. So when I'm going to point at Mom to do that. Now, if let's say she had just gone to the family's son, and she goes, oh, I know you have more treats. I'm staying here. I'm not going to listen to Mom because I know you have more treats. Give me your treats. What the son does, it goes like this. Crosses his arms, leans back in the chair, and looks away. And becomes completely uninteresting for the dog. And then Mom would make the kissing sound, and I'll do it right here. Come. That way we don't have to say the command word multiple times. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have you follow the dog when we do this. Mom is going to put her pen down. Mom's taking capricious notes, but she doesn't have to right now because this video is going to be available for her to watch. She's going to hold up a hand with one treat with her forearm parallel to the floor and a 45-degree, there you go. So hold it out towards her and say, loudly say come. No, we kiss second, so just go ahead and say come. All right, now she's looking at you, so now lower it to the floor. Keep going. Now raise it. And give it to her and say come.
Come.
Tickle her under your chin.
Come.
Only say come once. Come. Come. Your turn. So just one in your hand and put your other hand at your side. There you go. And hold it flat. Say come.
Come.
Raise it. Lower it. Let her have it. Tickle. Come. Now, one other thing is, if you want to pan back to me real quick, he went like this. He went, come. If you close your hand, you're saying no. So make sure you keep your hand flat, slightly cupped. Now, as I lower it, I go like this. I start raising my fingertips the lower I go, because I want to shield the dog if the dog's over here so it can't see that I have nothing in my hand. Now, when you're doing this at first, make sure you always have something in your hand. Come. Right there, she came to me without me asking. I have treats, but I'm not going to give her the treat because that was really easy. That's just passive training. There we go. Come. All right, so what I'm going to have you do is actually just put yourself in between this couch and the TV on this side, and so you can shoot your bow in your brother. And so now your brother's going to hold out his hand with one hand towards the dog. Now we're not going to do that. So now don't give the treat. Just go ahead now. Go ahead. Oh, she's already sitting. You only raise that hand to her to sit. Normally, I wouldn't give it to her if she comes to you without you asking her when we're doing this exercise. Now, we just got done talking about passive training, and that we would want to do, so that was kind of a little confusing. So we're going to shoot Mom now, and Mom's going to go ahead and call her. So hold your hand up.
Come.
And shoot the dog. There we go. Now raise it. Lower it. Come.
Come.
Now, eventually, she's going to start sitting on her own. We'd have to raise it up. Go ahead and I'm going to have her brother call.
Come.
Hold out your hand first. There you go. Now raise it up and lower it. Come.
Come.
Now, if you want to pan to me really quick, the dog is sitting really far away. So when you're calling the dog, you can go, come, and bring her in. Bring her a little bit closer. Then ask her to sit. Come. So you don't have to reach so far away to get her to come. Now, when you're doing this, what we want to do is start out with we're in an apartment, so it's a little cozy. We're going to start out with people about 10 feet apart. Then after we've done this, and when we do this, each person should have maybe 5 to 7 treats. So we have at least 3 people. So if there's 5 treats each, that's 15 treats that she gets. That's a lot of treats. And once she starts coming consistently, we don't have to raise our hand anymore when we're at about 7 or 11 feet apart. Then maybe we have somebody practice it with somebody sitting at the kitchen table over there. And then the other 2 people, maybe one's there, one's here. So she's got to go a little bit further away. Then maybe we do it where we have somebody sitting at the chair by the stand by the door, somebody sitting here, and somebody sitting at the table. So now she's got to go further and further. Eventually we do it where people are in the bedroom back here. So she has to go further and further each time to find the person that's calling her. Now when you do this, I'd like to have you doing this at least once a day, but the more you do it, the faster the dog and the better at this the dog will get. So do this at least once a day. But try to do it a couple times a day if you can, sprinkled throughout the day. Don't do them all in a row. You do maybe 5 treats each in the morning, then at lunch, and then for dinner or whenever you can do it. And eventually, like I said, if you combine petting her and saying the word come every time she comes on her own and practice at this, within a week or so, every time you say come, she'll just come running. So this is how you can teach your dog to come on command.